afternoon. It means catching up with Russ Moore about who's hot and who's not. High five? High five.
What's going on?
Well, I see you've got the nice fallish colors going on.
Yes.
Excellent.
I am ready for fall, and I'm ready for GoLocal Live.
You know it's not hot?
What's not hot?
Last night.
No, I wasn't even going to bring that up. But yeah, you know what else is not hot is how long that damn game went. I mean, they got to either shorten these games or they got to start them a little early because it feels like all of New England is like one zombie, you know, because we're all on like 5 or 6 hours of sleep tonight. I think I got 5.5, and I'm not someone who can deal with that.
You didn't go to the game, did you?
No, but
well,
even
people who go to the game are
forget about it.
You're getting home at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
You know, you're waiting to get out. That's a late night.
Yeah, that's awful. So, you know, it's bad enough they lost and everyone's tired, everyone's dragging, but we can see the finish line because it's Friday, so that's a good thing. That's kind of hot.
So let's go back to the hot list. Let's not dwell on the
misery of
not
the loss.
hot Patriots at the moment.
Yes.
Let's go to the hot list.
God, they did look awful.
They did not look good.
Nope.
Just did not feel good. But let's go hot. Let's go. Mike Rojo with Jobs with Justice.
Yeah, I wanted to give him some credit because he is someone who has a big position with Jobs with Justice, funded by the unions. I know Senator Whitehouse is really tight with the unions. So for him to come out and say that he's not too crazy about the idea of Senator Whitehouse being a member or, you know, hanging around. He's probably not technically a member, but his wife is on the board of management of the Bailey's Beach Club, and it's all white and it's ultra exclusive, and he hangs around there a lot in the summer. So for him to come out and condemn, not, you know, kind of condemn that or speak out against it, I give him a lot of credit. It shows me integrity, and that seems to be in short supply around here a lot. So I really wanted to give him a little shout out and give him some credit for, you know, for standing up for what he believes in.
That's Mike Rojo.
Yeah.
We've had him here in the studio before on the hot list.
Yeah, absolutely.
And someplace not too far from the studio where we are right now, Bert Crankin, some public art down the street.
Absolutely, yeah. I wanted to give him a little love too because he's doing some artwork over there. He's beautifying the area. He's a really talented artist. He's a co-founder of
AS220.
AS220.
I mean, really influential in the revitalization of the arts here in Providence for years. I mean, to be out there, to be giving back. He does fun, funky art if you've seen his stuff. Just, you know, giving the city a little oomph. I mean, when you talk about public art, this is what we're talking about.
He's a super interesting guy on top of it. So any reason I can find to kind of show him some love, I take it. So I want to give him a shout out on that hot list. So keep up the good work. The art looks great, and we love it.
It's on Weybosset, across from where GoLocal used to be, kind of just next to the arcade. You can't miss it. So if you're going down Weybosset, it's on your left there. It's where the facade is next to the parking lot. Just makes it look great. It just pops.
It does. It absolutely does.
It just pops.
I agree with you.
Okay, let's keep going down the hot list. Saul Kaplan, Mr. Innovation, here every Monday. But he made some comments about altruism that you really
I did. I like that. I was reading his article on his Mindsetter piece, and he talked about how to have a really thriving economy, sometimes we have to put the interests of others before our own. And I thought that was really cool because it seems like these days we've just got a million Gordon geckos walking around, right? Like, greed is good, you know, look out for yourself. I mean, I am in Rhode Island, he is in Rhode Island. So,
I actually used to know the Wolf of Weybosset Street.
Okay.
That's what we had dumped an intern one time.
The Wolf of Weybosset Street, right. Now, you know, so it's just different to hear someone speak so altruistically, or to say that sometimes you've got to help others to try to put the greater good of the economy ahead of your own self-interest. And that's not a common sentiment, but I do think it's really wise to say. So I wanted to give Saul a shout out on this week's hot list.
Well, you know, we appreciate having him in here every Monday. He talks with Josh for Business
That's a
Monday.
must view every Monday.
You
really.
know, again, with the Business Innovation Factory, and next week is the BIF Summit, the 13th and the 14th. Imagine that. We've been having the Summit Speaker Series. We've had some of the speakers come in, Skype, and give us a little preview. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be there talking with folks. People love this conference. Never mind that it's been up there with the top innovation business conferences in the world, but it's just something that people so look forward to being at, and I so look forward to being there. So make sure next week, mark your calendars. Again, give yourself a little just sometimes you just come away from those things feeling energized, right?
Yeah, if I can't make it into the conference, I'm definitely going to be streaming it, so I'll be watching as well.
On GoLocal.
Of course.
Okay.
Where else?
Where else?
Come on now.
Let's keep going down the hot list here. Providence College is hosting a symposium on the political, social, and politics of Black women and girls.
Absolutely. Providence College has taken some heat for not really being the most diverse place in the country. It's got a real small percentage of racial minorities on the campus, and look, I'm sure that it's my alma mater. I don't go out of my way to criticize them, so I'm sure it's not something that they seek to do. But the fact that they do it, that often brings them scorn. So in this case, I think they deserve credit for being proactive in having this conference that focuses on how to encourage diversity. Hopefully they can learn something from it themselves. They often say that teaching is the best way to learn something, so hopefully they can learn something from it. But I think it's an awesome thing that they're doing, trying to empower black women and black girls. And the conference, I believe it starts today.
It starts today.
And then it goes Sunday. So it's today and Sunday. So it's just a really cool thing. Providence College does get a lot of criticism, so they should get some praise when they're doing the right thing.
Exactly. So put them on the hot list.
Yes.
Last on the hot list, I like this item because it's always talking about sports with you.
Well, we got it.
American women's tennis.
Domination.
Women's tennis.
Domination. American women dominated the U.S. Open this year. Awesome. We love that. We're patriotic. And listen, congratulations to Serena Williams, who just had her baby, her first baby. So she's not out there dominating like she normally does, yet even with that, we had 4 American women in the Final Four. So one of them was her sister, Venus Williams. Another one was Sloane Stephens. Another one was Coco Vandeweghe. And, of course, Madison Keys, who beat Vandeweghe last night. So, yeah, I'm a big tennis fan. I've been watching. A friend of mine, we've been watching. So
should be a good final tomorrow.
My friend's been wagering on it and doing well. So
oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
No.
I was going to ask you.
No, it wasn't me.
We know Russ Moore likes the ponies.
Yes.
You can see him at the sports book most nights a week. You do not bet.
I wish I did because my friend's making all the money. So of course that's bad. But oh no, again, congrats to the ladies. They're awesome. And by the way, the men are starting to get better too. I mean, they're not in the Final Four or anything like that, but they progressed through the rounds a lot better than they had in previous years. So American tennis is looking up. I'm not sure that interest in the sport is on the rise, but at least we're doing really well at it.
It's a great result for, again, tennis here in the country. I think I'm excited for it tomorrow.
And you've been known to grab a racket and volley and serve. I've heard about you. Yeah, I've heard.
I'm not that good, but I love watching.
I think she's being modest.
No. There's another story that I'll tell you some other time.
Okay.
Let's go to the not hot list, and we're going to start with President Trump, who seems to be a stalwart on your not hot list.
Well, this is
DACA.
I don't try to put him on the not hot list, but he seems to find ways to get on it. I don't really like this idea that he's going to end the DACA program, which gives protections to children or young people that were brought to this country by legal immigrant parents. There's some question about whether the program was legal, but the program has been in place since 2012. It hasn't been shot down by any courts. So I don't see a need to do this. I don't think that the children of illegal immigrants that are in this country trying to do the right thing are the problem here. He is right to say that Congress should enact a more long-term solution, but he can say that while also not scrapping the program. He should leave the program in place until that happens. That's not what he's doing. He's saying it's just 6 months. If Congress doesn't do anything in 6 months,
well, maybe that's the pressure point. Would Congress have any incentive to act if? I mean, we saw it under the Obama administration. That's the whole reason why he had to do it by executive order. It was never going to happen by Congress.
It's a good point.
So,
That's a great point, and I hope you're right. I hope Congress does act, but what I really hope doesn't happen is that this 6-month period just comes to an end, and these good people that have been good people in this country for, since they were born, or since they were babies, right, are deported.
Brought into the country.
Yeah, I don't like that. So I hope that doesn't happen. So that's why the president got himself on our not hot list.
Well, next on the not hot list was a Republican here who has been a gubernatorial candidate before, Alan Fung, mayor of Cranston. We reached out to likely gubernatorial candidates. Patricia Morgan, Joe Trillo, Giovanni Ferrosi, they all had stuff to say on DACA. Just kept on knocking, didn't get anything back.
Mayor Fung is on this not hot list because Mayor Fung is very outspoken when it's beneficial to him, when he thinks it's politically beneficial. So I think he should take a position on this issue. And I think he could have took the position I just took, and a lot of Republicans, believe it or not, would actually look fondly on him taking that position. Listen, the Republicans in Congress aren't happy about DACA ending, because it puts all the pressure on them, but they say that's not the reason. So I think that the mayor could have taken a position. He could have humanized himself. He does himself no favors by running from any issue, but particularly this one. So I was a little disappointed in Mayor Fung. I still think he's the heavy favorite to win the Republican primary, and I still think he's got a great shot to become our next governor. I certainly won't be surprised if he is. But I was a little disappointed this week, so I've shown him love on that hot list many times. So this time I had to show him a little I had to put him there. I had to, put him on that. Not
a little unhotness, and of course, course, gas prices.
Yeah, right? I mean, that can't be good for the economy. Every time we're spending more on gas, that's less discretionary income that we can spend in other places to benefit the economy.
You sound like an economist.
I'm not an economist, but I play one on GoLocal Live. So yeah,
I think folks have really felt it at the pump because, we did put up the story. We always get the gas price information, we put it up, but the response I saw on social media was like, yeah, I can't believe it. Or, yeah, was it really Harvey or is this just price gouging?
Yeah, I think it's really Harvey because if it was price gouging, I'm sure like one or two companies would be like, oh, we'll just charge a little bit more and wipe out the... So yeah, again, I sound like an economist again. Yeah, I don't think it's price gouging. I think it's Harvey, so hopefully we can rebuild quickly and get those prices back to where they belong, which is as low as possible.
Okay, speaking of really, really low prices, $1, the New York Daily News.
Oh my God.
Sold to Trump.
It's a little misleading, but...
The newspaper industry you have on the not hot list.
Yes. It is true. Tronc was sold for $1. So they bought an entire newspaper company for $1.
Tronc bought the New York Daily News.
Tronc bought the New York Daily News for $1, and I believe like an issue that would be like $1.50. So that's ridiculous. But listen, the caveat is Tronc had to assume all of the Daily News's red ink, all their liabilities, which were like $36 million. Yes. So their operating liabilities and their pension liabilities, healthcare. Still, the fact that the paper could be bought for nothing, just take on our debt, we're such a basket case, that is scary. And no one likes to see the newspaper industry in free fall, but that's what it's in right now. It is not hot. It is sad.
And wash. You talk about black ink. It's red ink. It's just red ink.
They should print the paper in red ink for crying out loud.
That's because that's all they have.
That's all they have. You like that?
Well, maybe.
Economist, comedian. I play it all on this GoLocal Live feed.
Yes, he does. I mean, so many newspapers. I mean, I can't think of one that hasn't made the switch over to online. Actually, I can. I think that's the Atlantic. But they have actually some online presence as well. But to balance it both, again, they're still dragging this enormous debt with them. And we're continuing to see, as you said, this free fall. So let's put them on the not hot list.
It's awful.
Okay, speaking of things taking over, automated jobs and robots. GoLocal had done a story on Monday. There was a recent study put out by the National Bureau of Economic Research. A couple of academics had done a study that they said the increase in minimum wage would mean more automated jobs, and employers would say, okay, I can get it done cheaper in these particular areas. It was a very interesting read. We reached out to people across the board, from liberals to conservatives to folks who are in manufacturing. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of jobs are getting automated.
Sure. At first blush, you think that's a great thing, right? We can get robots to work for us. I mean, I'm very lazy. I like it when I can get a robot to do some chore I don't want to. I love computers.
Who's the robot in the Jetsons?
I forgot his name. What was it?
It's the woman. She's the maid.
Yeah. What was the name? I forgot.
Anybody Bueller?
I'd like to have her if I could, when I'm watching the football tonight, the college football, if I could have her serve us. Yeah, exactly.
No. She's gonna take your job.
Right. She's not gonna do that. I can't afford that because I won't have the job to buy that. So it's like the chicken and the egg. We know which comes first. My bankruptcy. So yeah, they're taking our jobs away, and it's bad. We need to find a way to adjust. We need to find a way to find new jobs to make up for the jobs that the robots are displacing, but that process is nowhere near easy. So right now it seems not too hot.
I think the most unhot thing at the moment is Hurricane Irma.
Oh, what's going on with that? Is it gonna hit tomorrow or tonight?
I think they're saying Saturday and Sunday in Florida, but just Miami just square in that path. And we've seen what it's done so far. I mean, this is the most not hot
that you could have. This is awful. Is Miami going to be there when I want to go on vacation there in January or something? It might not be there anymore. So it's devastating. I feel so bad for the folks that live down there. All we can do is pray and hope that the devastation isn't as bad as it seems it's going to be. Hope we can rebuild it quickly, but it is scary.
I've seen pictures today. It looks like a ghost town. Earlier this week, we had...
That's a good thing, I guess.
We had Adventures. Now, we had Steve Rosa in here, and he was on the hot list last week.
Week.
Called him up and said,
eloquent guy.
We said, hey, you guys have an office in Miami. Can we ask them what is going on down there? Literally puts us in touch. We Skype in. They were packing up the office as we spoke. They had to get out of Dodge. So Steve Rosa, it's very interesting. He's someone who's been constantly tweeting and bringing folks up here. He's got that perspective down there. So many people know people in Florida. I mean, how many Rhode Islanders are 1.5 to 2 degrees separated
Well,
from
that's the
someone
thing.
in
The
Florida?
old joke about Florida is if you meet someone, right, and they say, "Oh, I'm from Florida," you say, "Well, you're really from, right?" You don't think anyone actually was ever born in Florida because everyone moves there. So it's a great point.
And Rhode Islanders, we all have connections. We have connections with folks on the island. So again, all of our thoughts and prayers are with folks that they stay safe, that they get to safety, and that the recovery process,
It's fast.
it's going to be interesting, to see what this looks like this time next week. So again, keeping in our thoughts and prayers. Russ Moore, we broke down the hot or not world.
All right,
Okay.
excellent.
By the way, who do you like? I know you're not betting, but who do you like tomorrow? Do you like Keys or do you like Sloan?
Upset.
Yeah?
Stevens, yes.
Sloan Stevens.
I'm going with the upset, so
Okay.
that's my prediction.
Well,
I'm sure you'll hold me to it next week.
well, no money.
All right, take care.
Okay, Russ Moore with Who's Hot, Who's Not comes in every Friday to break down the world according to Russ. Of course, the most not hot thing at the moment, Hurricane Irma barreling towards Florida.